let's have a look at bending objects. This is a question that some of my students find it difficult to control. So let's have a look at that. So let's add here cylinder, and I'm going to rotate the cylinder 90 degrees. 90 degrees, and I'm going to scale. Okay. So the one important thing that you need to look at is what is my number of subdivisions. So let's go to edit mode, and you can see I have no subdivisions here, so my bender is not going to work because there's no geometry for bending, yeah, in this direction. So the first thing we need to do is add some loop cuts. So I'm just going to add here, click down and come down here in the loop and cut and slice, and I'm going to put about 30. Yes, that will do. And go back, or press the tab key to go back to object mode. Yeah, so we have here our cylinder, and we're going to apply the bend. So we come here and the modifier, add a modifier and simple deform. And as you can see, this is not really what we're looking for. It's not what we want. Yeah, so first I'm in the twist, but go to bend, and when you bend, still not what I want. So it can change here the axis you're bending, but it's not giving us the detail, that the shape that we want. As you can see here, there's an origin, and looking for an object here. So we need to give this an origin. And we're going to do that by adding an empty object. An empty object is not going to get rendered, so it's just you can use for references, just like we use in this one. So this is going to be our origin object. It's called empty. And so we're going to go back to our cylinder and origin. We're going to click here and select our empty object. Yeah. So something is happening, but it's not what we want. Again, you can change here the axis you want to bend, but it's not giving us the right result. Why not? If we look at this object here, if you look at it, I rotate this object 90 degrees in X, yeah? So the empty object also needs to be rotated exactly the same. So if you had even more rotations here, you would have to copy that or apply a copy rotation constraint into your empty object. So let's just do that. Now I'm just going to put here 90. So I'm just put that 90, and that's it. Thus we have our object bend. So then how do you control the bend? You come here to the angle, and you can increase the angle. You can change the direction. Obviously this one is giving you something different. It's not what we want. And then you have also under restrictions you can add limits. So here's a 0 to 1, but if you increase this, that means you're gonna bend one side, and so you add limits. So you can control the shape like this. If you go too much, and then you're obviously going to lose the bend. And also you can move your empty object. That would affect the rotation of your object, bent object. So there's one more thing. So now you know how to bend, right? There's one more thing. Imagine you want to add two different types of bend. Yeah, let's say you want this goes up, this one goes down. So how do you control that? Well, you need two. We're gonna use vertex groups. So let's delete this guy, and let's delete this bend. Just back to my original cylinder. Let's go to press tab key to go to edit mode, and press 3 in order to go to your right view, orthographic view, and I'll get my X-ray because I want to see through my object, and I'm going to select faces. So I'm going to select this side of the faces. Sorry, it's this side of cylinder. I select some faces, and I'm going to add a vertex group. So I come down here and into this green one. It's called Open Object Data Properties, and add a vertex group. And I'm going to call that bend1, and assign. Don't forget to assign. Okay, and then I'm going to create on the other side. I'm going to select, I don't know, these ones, and call this bend2 and assign. Right. Okay, so now tab key to go back, and now we have two vertex group. We're going to use that to control our bend. Go back to our modifier and add a simple deform and add an empty object so we can control the bend. Let's call this sphere again. It could be anything else, but I like the sphere, so just scale here. Just turn off X-ray for now because I want to see it properly. Select the origin, which is this, and again remember I need to rotate this 90 degrees just like my my original object. Twist, bend, sorry. I knew that's why it's not working. It's because I forgot here I was in twist, not in bend. Okay, well, let's have a look if you had twist. I mean, if you have twist, you can, oh, you know, you just twist. And I guess you can rotate as well, the empty object. Let's have a look. You know, you need to, yeah, so kind of, you can experiment. Anyway, let's go back to where we were. Yeah, back to the bend now. Let's not lose focus. So I've got my bend, and I want to bend only this side. I want to go up, and this other side I want to go down. So how can I do this? So I'm not going to use the restriction now. I'm going to use vertex groups. So I'm going to come here and say, okay, this bend I want it to only affect the vertex group 1. As you can see, it gave us here a little bit of deformation here. It's not what we want, but let's just put this a little bit more. As you can see that, yeah, so what we need to do here is to add our empty objects just to move across to where the bend is. The bend starts. Yes, now we sort it. Let me just scale this a little bit too big here. Oh, not this one, the empty object. Yeah, so as you can see, yeah, so if I go far away, it's trying to bend according to that and according to this origin, and then this bit here, it just breaks. So let's just put it there, right? And then I can see it's not affecting anything else, it's just affecting the vertex group. And go back here, and then I can, let's say, bend. But then you can use, like, it's going too much, maybe I want to 90 degrees, so you can then play with this, you see, so you can, there you go, you can play with limits. So it's kind of a 90 degree here. You can be more precise, but I'm just showing you. Okay, so let's say we got that one. So how we do the next one? The same thing. So we need to add another empty object. So let's just, actually we don't need to add, we just duplicate this. Shift D, escape, and then bring it here. And we need to apply, a second modifier. Just leave that one there and just close the window here, and simple deform, another simple deform, bend again, and we're gonna go, because it's bending out the other side, everything. Remember, we need to then add the vertex group bend2. Okay, and Let's have a look. So look what's going on here. We need to, well, we have 90 degrees. Yes, we do have 90 degrees. Let's go empty one. Ah, right, I didn't add here, huh? So Ben needs to select, yeah. Now I select the empty one, and I'm going to then rotate that way. And then I can use limits here to control my bending. So there's a lot of things, it gives a lot of control. So here's kind of a pipe thing. Yeah. So, and of course you can change the direction. Yeah. So that doesn't work in the Z one because, yeah, again, it's breaking here due to the fact that we maybe need to move this way, but obviously that's not the right bend that we want. There you go. So you see, that is where our vertex group ends. So you need to put your origin there, your empty object. Okay, so that's it for this tutorial. I hope you liked this, you found it useful. Please subscribe to my channel. I'll be putting videos every week. So if you like this, press the subscribe button, and I hope to see you in the next video.